Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 12th of August. So, looking at the euro dollar, and things haven't changed too much. Yesterday, we did see a bit of a rally going into the morning session there, then sold back off on the afternoon session. So, really, this sort of continuation of downside of the euro, just about there, is trying again this morning, trying to find a bit of a bottom, maybe finding some support from somewhere. I'm not too sure where it is. Maybe a horizontal level going across here, some previous support. Just having a look through. Where are we? Okay, we've broken that sort of area, but looking at those prior lows, there are a few around that key area. 117 and maybe a psychological number sitting there, but we'll see how it runs on. But as I said, it's got lower highs, lower lows coming through. Yesterday we did break that trend line, that significant one, more significant trend line. It did break through that, but pulled back only. I mean, it pulled back, tested it, never got much of a bounce, got halfway back up and ended up rolling back over on that. But really, I suppose we should be adjusting this now across this new high and looking for maybe the next level it could head towards. As I say, it's looking soft in the bigger picture. Looking here, well, bit of a reversal possibly. Daily pivot sits there above at 1758. Maybe it'll run in towards that sort of area, but the moving averages are sitting in front of it, but it just really cut through those yesterday. May do the same today, we'll see. It certainly seems to be a bit of a game of two halves in these markets at the moment, moving from one way to another way during the day there. The pound here consolidating. It's really just still inside bars from last Friday. It hasn't broken out of Friday's range here at all yet. Very rangy market, quite choppy at times, coming down the time frames. Well, it's going to probably go at some stage. Whether it will break these lows is probably what a lot of people are looking for, to see if it breaks these lows here. If it does, I should imagine it may get a bit of an overrun through those levels, get a decent bit of movement, but for now it's caught the bid this morning. So that's where we are with the pound. Again, daily pivot, if it can push out, continue its push this morning with a daily pivot there at 130.77 would be a possible early target. It's all what it does after 8 o'clock here at the moment. Dollar yen is already catching the dollar's catching the bid here. In fact, in terms of strength, the dollar remains the strongest this morning. The euro's second, the pound's third, and then likes of the yen, the Aussie, the New Zealand dollar are all soft, and the Canadian dollar all soft at the moment. And you can see the softness here pushing onwards. Soft old market, as I say, continuing that move up there. That maybe a bit of divergence across the 60-minute here, but that will soon be worked off if it breaks through its daily R1. Aussie dollar. Well, Aussie dollar again, it's a bit like the pound. It was holding up. It's broken back down a little bit here. Maybe the New Zealand news. It's come down with the New Zealand news here, where the New Zealand bank, central bank, is pumping more money into the system, but leaving rates unchanged right through to March 2021, apparently. So it will be the next time when it gets reviewed for a potential cut or increase. We'll see, but let's put the line in the sand. For the Aussie dollar, it may have just been following through on that news. Again, it's like the euro, really low highs, low lows all the way through here in the bigger picture, and then a bit choppier actually. This has been this week, but either way, at the moment, well, looks like it's trying to put a bottom in. Again, daily pivot could be a target. If it post 8 o'clock and get a bit of a wiggle on, could be a target, but we'll see how that reacts, or they react to the volumes coming in at that time. Canadian dollar still working its way. Yesterday, another down day there, so the US dollar softened again. The Canadian dollar was stronger, one of the strongest there, and held on to its gains yesterday, but seen a bounce through the Asian later US session and into the Asian session, although seem to want it to be coming back at the moment. Maybe a break below the 21 may see that rolling over further. Looking at oil then, which has been one of the beneficiaries of the Canadian dollar, it's well, that did come off yesterday. Just looking at the 60-minute picture, continued its daily's movements early on, but then sold off yesterday, but catching the bid again at the moment, and well, as that will always help the Canadian dollar. It is the oil has slowed down over recent last month or so. It's still giving some opportunities through here, but coming, well, I still think they'll be probably ending the year, depending on how the price action goes, maybe ending the year nearer the $50 mark, but I say price action, the COVID and economies get back to running. Looking at gold took a big sell-off yesterday, and well, it's possibly looking at dailies here this morning, it's running to the 34 move, daily 34, the 4-hourly 200, catching maybe a bit of support from that at the moment. Some sellers will come back in, maybe into this 21, maybe into the daily pivot. It's caught a decent bounce there at the moment, but as I say, post 8 o'clock all things can be changing as the day runs through. Of course, the massive changes, but at the moment it looks like it could be okay for about a bigger bounce potentially, but it needs to break above this level. If it gets through the 21, well, then maybe the moving averages are quite spread out. There's not a lot of near-term support resistance that is too obvious here, but it has been quite sold off there, profit taking coming through. Okay, S&Ps finally. Oops, get the right charts, put the S&Ps on here. S&Ps dulled down yesterday, and they put this well, looking key reversally like bar in. Looks quite bearish, and you see it it ran high yesterday, and then it sort of closed lower than the previous day for sure, by looks of it anyway. It says, yep, must have. So that's quite a bearish candle, but at the moment we're seeing markets bid, and it's put a higher low in on this 60-minute time frame here, so maybe money going back into stocks so quickly. No real retrace yet. It's probably due one at some stage, but for now that's where the money's flowing. Okay, that's it for me. News-wise today, sorry, just the last couple of things there. Inflation is the only thing we haven't seen. We've seen the UK GDP, which came in slightly better month on month than expected, and actually quarterly better than expected. But yeah, inflation this afternoon is about all we're going to be seeing. That's really any type of event risk. Have a great one. I'll speak to you later. Bye for now.